We have our reporter Akivito online, so he will be giving us some latest updates. Akivito, back to you.
Hi, Polly. The counting is going on. Round 1 figures were just been updated, but I think round 2, if you look at the constituency wise, Ghaspani 1 is the largest constituency in Nagaland. That's why the vote counting is taking a bit of a time. But Ghaspani 2 seems to be proceeding properly. So I'll start with Ghaspani 2, where there are 3 candidates. You've got the Ndppp, Zhaleo Rio, you've got the RPI's Kashto Yepthomi, and also you've got the LJP's Kito Rotoka, who are in the fray for the Ghaspani 2 Assembly constituency. And the updated figures at the moment in round 1, if you look at the figures, the NDPP had 1,389 votes secured already in round 1. LJP had 1,036, and the Republican Party of India, Athwali Party, had 940. Well, we got the latest update that NDPP, when the second round of counting has begun, they can add their tally by 2060. So it's coming up to about 3,400. The LJP's vote count has increased slightly because in this round they got just 551 votes. Add that to the 1,036 tally, you'll get a tally there. And the RPI has picked up with their vote count by getting 818 votes in Ghaspani 2 Assembly constituency. Well, these are not the end figures. The figures will keep changing repeatedly as the counting process goes on, but at the moment that's the figure for Ghaspani 2, where NDPP Zhaleo Rio is at a comfortable lead at the moment. Well, in Ghaspani 2, which is Nagaland's largest constituency, the BJP has a massive lead. In round 1, they had a massive lead of 3,419, and as the voting progressed, you can add another 478 votes to its tally. For the Indian National Congress, who had 732 in the first round, he's got quite a low margin this time around with just 38 new votes coming in. And the independent candidate Pushkaomi, who had an 802 vote tally in round 1, is now increased his vote share by 323 votes. So Ghaspani has 5 candidates, and these are the major 3 contenders who are actually going toe-to-toe. If you look at both the constituencies, Ghaspani 1 seems to be a major and vast difference in the vote count share, but Ghaspani 2, it seems to be a very close battle between the NDPP, the LJP and the RPI. And if you look at the vote count, Ghaspani 1 has got about 74,000 plus voters, and if you look at Ghaspani 2, you've got 29,000 plus voters. So Ghaspani 2 results should be declared earlier than the Ghaspani 1 Assembly constituency, as the population is slightly less. The details given by the officer who was there also, there are 12 tables for counting Ghaspani 1 EVM electronic voting machines. There are 12 tables, and for postal ballots, they have decided to give two tables for postal ballots. And also, if you look at Ghaspani 1 being the largest assembly constituency, they've got 12 tables counting for EVMs, 12 tables, and they've got 2 postal ballot tables dedicated for Ghaspani 1 Assembly constituency, whereas for Ghaspani 2, you've got 6 tables that count the EVM machines, and postal ballot table has been dedicated to Ghaspani 2 Assembly constituency for counting the postal ballots. Well, Ghaspani 2, Ghaspani 1, since it's the largest constituency, the postal ballots have not come in yet. That's what the officer inside the counting strong room has just informed Hornbill TV, that the postal ballot count has not been done for Ghaspani 1 as of yet. As for Ghaspani 2, the postal ballot has been done, and right now the counting is still going on. We can see few of the candidates who are here in the DC complex and who are present also in the strong room, making sure that the counting is going on fairly. And we can see INC's candidate from Ghaspani 1 Akavi is also here. We just had a glimpse of Ghaspani 2's LJP candidate Kito Rotoka, who is also in the building and making sure that the vote counting is going on. But as of now, Ghaspani 1 seems to be all the way for BJP. They've got a massive lead of about 3,800, whereas the INC's candidate Akavi Jumomi and independent candidate Pushkaomi are slowly gaining their margins as the voting round progresses. But one thing is for certain is that Ghaspani 2 Assembly constituency's result could be declared earlier than Ghaspani 1, and Ghaspani 1, since the vote counting is still going on there, and being the largest constituency and also having a lot of villages under Ghaspani 1 Assembly constituency, the voting is going to take its time, but the officials are all prepared and they're all doing their respective duties intensively and extensively and full of concentration. The administration is yet to update the boards, but we are getting these information that we have we have got is from the officials themselves. The final tally for round one is actually being done at the moment right now. So in a few minutes, we'll get the updates as to what the exact or accurate figures for round one counting was. But when Hornbill TV had first broadcasted the round one results, let me just repeat it again. In the first round in Ghaspani 1, the Bharatiya Janata Party's candidate Jacob Zhaleo is leading with 3,419 votes in round one. The independent candidate Pushkaomi is leading with 802 votes, and also the Congress has got 732 votes from Ghaspani 1 Assembly constituency. If you look at Ghaspani 2 Assembly constituency, you've got the NDPP candidate Zhaleo Rio leading with 1,387 votes, the RPI candidate Kashto Yepthomi leading with 912 votes, and the LJP's candidate Kito Rothakal having a vote share of 1,062. Well, the round two figures for Ghaspani 2, it's going on, but the update stated that NDPP's vote count from 1,389 could be added. You can add more 2,060 votes. For LJP, you can add 551 votes, and for RPI, you can add 818 votes. That's the latest figures just given by the official just a few minutes back. As for Ghaspani 2, the new figures state is that BJP has got 478 votes, the Indian National Congress has got 38 votes, and the independent candidate Pushkaomi has got about 323 votes. So we'll be getting more stern figures as the time progresses, but the official counting time, 8 a.m., it started on time. Deputy Commissioner of Chumugidma, Abhinav Shivam, is also in the building, and he's making sure that everything is running smoothly. And also we've got, it's basically like a fish market in the counting room where you've got people roaming around and tallying their figures, and also trying to get an accurate figure of what candidates and which candidates got what votes. So that is yet to be seen. I'll be heading inside the strong room again to give you viewers the latest updates. But as of now, round one is complete. In Ghaspani 1, you've got BJP's candidate Jacob Zhaleo leading all the way with 3,419 votes, and in Ghaspani 2, you've got NDPP Zhaleo Rio leading with 1,387 votes, and that's the latest update, and we'll keep updating you as to what the counting figures are.
Thank you so much, Akivito. So, according to what our reporter has said, BJP candidate Jacob Zhaleo is already leading with a huge number of votes, that is about 4,000 votes. And in Ghaspani 2 Assembly constituency, NDPP candidate Zhaleo Rio is leading with 3,400 votes. So it will be a close match between in Ghaspani 2 and Ghaspani 1. So we will be waiting to see what results, what updates our reporters bring in later. And right now, as per the latest tally, we can see that out of 60 assembly seats in Nagaland, BJP is leading with 12 seats, NDPP with 27 seats, Ndppp is leading with 3 seats, and other political parties with 7 seats. And in Meghalaya, out of 60 assembly seats, we can see BJP leading with 6 seats, NPP with 25 seats, Congress with 5 seats, and other political parties with 24 seats. And in Tripura, we can also see that out of 60 assembly seats, we can see that BJP is leading with 35 seats, left parties leading with 16 seats, TMP leading with 8 seats, and other political parties now leading with 1 seat.
Giving you the rough figures as to what Hornbill TV is reporting, Ghaspani 1, well, we've just given you 3 figures, but there are 5 candidates in the fray. We've got representation from the Bharatiya Janata Party, you've got one from the Indian National Congress, you've got an independent candidate Pushkaomi, you've got Supong from JDU, and you've also got NPF, who even though backed out of the race is still getting a few number of votes, which is quite surprising, as his news about him withdrawing from the elections was widely shared on all digital media. But yes, the figures are still there, but the main contenders in Ghaspani 1 are BJP, the Indian National Congress, and an independent candidate. Whereas for Ghaspani 2, there are just 3 candidates, and you've got representatives from the NDPP, you've got representatives from the LJP, and also the Republican Party of India. Well, the LJP and the RPI, Republican Party of India, Athwale group, well, they are marking their debut in Nagaland elections by fighting for the first time in an unknown territory, but they seem to be getting the figures because So because if you look at the figures, the vote is coming in, and we'll be providing you the latest update. I'll need to head into the strong room and wait for the administration to update the board. So yeah, Polly.